Alright, what's going on, y'all? I got another nursing home story, piggyback off my last one. And this is a wake-up call. This is a tragic tale that I've seen play out so many times. It's about drugs and alcohol. We all know that it's poison. It's no secret that drugs and alcohol is not good for your body. Yeah, Jesus drunk wine, and nothing wrong with a little bit of wine. Even my doctor said that wine can help you good cholesterol. I get that. I get that. Not here to argue about that. Yes. But too much alcohol is definitely not a good thing. When I see a 35-year-old or a 41-year-old, 42-year-old, today I had a 44-year-old, early 50s. When I see these people end up in a nursing home because they're going through withdrawal and their bodies are so weak that they can hardly stand up and they have to use a walker, just like the 90-year-old, down the hall, it's a wake-up call. And when you look through the diagnosis and you look through their history, all you see is drug addiction, alcohol abuse, alcohol withdrawal. You see that all down the list. And this is before you meet the person. So I understand his history, and then I have to go meet the person. And then when I meet the person, very young, but looks very old. I'm going to say that again. Very young, but looks very old. You can see the wear and tear. You can just see it. Today I had a 44-year-old young man. Nice young man. I asked him, what is he here for? When I look through a patient's chart and see why they're there before I meet them, I understand why they're there. But one thing I like to do when I meet a person face to face is I like to ask them, why are they there? I like to get their understanding of their version of why they ended up in a nursing home, why they came from the hospital to a nursing home, and why the doctor believed that they needed rehab before they went home. So this 44-year-old young man looked straight at me in my face and said, because I drank too much. Now, this is rare. This is a rare answer because normally when I meet my drug addicts and my people who are going through withdrawal from alcohol, normally when I meet them, my alcoholics, they'll say something else. It'll be another thing. Yeah, I was falling. I got weak. I hit my head. Nothing to do with alcohol. I had a lady, very, very, let's say she thought she was like high class, very, very high class. And alcoholism was all through her charts. I mean, she liked to get down. She liked to drink for real. But she acted as if there was all of these other problems besides the alcohol. She never once mentioned the alcohol, but I knew that was a factor. And she's like, occasionally I like to have a drink, but that's not what's in her chart. But again, this young man, this 44-year-old young man, just met him, and he looked at me straight in my eyes. He said, I'm here because I drank too much. You know what I said to him? I was like, yo, I commend you for saying that, because you can't fix a problem if you're not willing to admit that there is a problem. And he said, I drink too much. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. Thanks for letting me know that. And I was like, we're going to do what we got to do. We're going to work hard. We're going to get you stronger. And, hopefully you get out of here. And hopefully you won't go back to that. And he said, I'm done. I'm done. This is the wake-up call. When you're 44 years old, you end up in a nursing home and you see, people with dementia, people in the 80s and 90s around you. And this is your environment, like you're here with them. It's a bit of a wake-up call. However, this person, like in his situation, I get it. This is the wake-up call. I'm done with this life. I'm giving it up. I'm going to do what I got to do to get right. They sometimes try to take off too fast. What I mean by that is, I asked him to get up and walk. His legs were like jelly. He weighed probably about 140 pounds, about 5'10". Legs was like jelly. Got him up on the walker and I had to hold him to keep him from falling. I was like, yo, you got weak. He was like, yeah. He stayed in the hospital bed for about 3 weeks. They didn't even get him up. They gave him a wheelchair, but they didn't get him up. And he didn't do any therapy in the hospital. So we walking, and he's just jelly, just about to fall over if I don't hold him up. And he's like talking about how he wants to get home. He gonna do what he gotta do. And I'm like, ho, bro, pump your brakes a little bit. Like, you need a lot of work. Like, he's down bad. He needs a lot of work. So I got him to the gym. We did some exercises, and he's trying to pump and he's trying to push himself, and he gets fatigued real easy. I'm like, oh, I get it. I understand. You're not drinking right now. You're dealing with the withdrawal, and you're having this great wake-up call. But you don't have to take it easy, but you got to work within your limits, and the strength will come. You'll gradually come back. And he's like, yeah, I know, man. I just want to get home. I just want to do what I got to do to get home. Even when our therapy session was done, we had about 45 minutes together, not long. So when our therapy session was done, he's like, can I just stay here in the gym and do some exercises? And that's against our policy to let him do that. So I was like, hey, man, I would love for you to do that, but it's against our policy. We can't just let people stay here in the gym because something can happen to you while you're exercising or doing whatever you're doing, and I can't keep an eye on you. So he's a little mad about that, but again, man, it's just a wake-up call video, and I don't need to tell you what the moral of the story is. I really don't. The drugs, the alcohol. I done seen 30-year-olds with strokes. I done seen 44-year-olds can hardly walk. I done seen brain damage from 35-year-olds. I done see, the stories are endless, and it all revolves around drugs and alcohol. I don't know how many ways I can say it, but it'll do some terrible things to you if you don't give it up, or scale it back at least. But it'll do some terrible things to you if you don't leave it alone. I know it's addictive, I know it's habit forming, and I know it's a form of disease, but I've seen it do some terrible things to some very, very young people. So that's the moral of the story. Just sharing with you what I've seen over the years. Just sharing with you how, it can have an effect on you. It's real. Not to mention your loved ones. Because I've seen some people end up in nursing home who now are homeless because they don't have a place to go. Because the place that they were living at, whoever it was, family members, friends, won't let them come back, even after they got clean. Like, they gave them too many chances. So, just a little lesson for the day. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. All right, I'm gonna keep my eye on the road, y'all. Y'all be cool. I'm gonna holler at y'all in another video with another good nursing home story, another good lesson. Y'all be cool.